on a new level. You know I'm on a new level.
Welcome back to Kings at the Table podcast, where if you're a king, you belong at the table. We had some pretty good games last week, Juan.
Absolutely, sir. We got a lot of new faces in different places.
Yeah?
Russ, y'all.
That dude Russ was balling.
He cooked.
He cooked. What you think?
He was allowed to be in the kitchen this weekend, and he did not disappoint. I mean, it's only one game in. We scored 37 points. It took Justin Fields about 6 games to get there, but I mean, he did it in one. Highest stat line as a performing or debuting Pittsburgh Steelers starting quarterback.
Debut?
Yeah.
I mean, hey, he looked good though.
He cooked.
You're talking prime time against the Jets, the whole hype against, with Adams and Rodgers and
reunited.
Yeah, and Russell Wilson shut that up really quick and said, "Hey, I'm taking the reins and leading Pittsburgh."
Yeah, he did. He looked really good. The one thing I did like seeing coming out of there was that sideline. Everybody was lit that night. From the defense, special teams, to the offensive players, everybody was having a good time. The only thing that kind of did suck was just seeing kind of Fields sitting there in the background. Just, I was like, damn, that's fucked up. He got us there. But I do appreciate the fact that Russ did give him a shout out. He said, thank you for, getting them where they are there, or they are now. And, we'll just see how it continues to play out.
No, for sure. But one thing that stood out of that game was how many times they targeted George Pickens, and he's finally getting the targets that he's been wanting.
My guy scored a touchdown. He hasn't scored one all year.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So, I mean, that right there alone was huge. And you kind of saw how him and Russ together were just like, and even Najee. Najee had a badass game.
I was going to say that too.
He had a hell of a game too. So, it's a big change. Let's see how it continues to go. It's early. It's one game. But, yeah, I just kind of, to be honest with you, I was a little bit more happy that Aaron Rodgers was fucking sitting there all butthurt the whole time.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't do anything. And he got what he wanted. Now it's kind of getting to the point where it's like, where am I going to put my finger at now?
Yeah, that. And then again, you got to bring in the fact that Highsmith came back and he was
in there like swimmer, my guy.
Yeah, Highsmith, Watt, with the middle guy.
My dude, Beanie Bishop got 2 picks.
Bishop had 2 picks. Rookie, right?
Yes, his first 2 picks were against Rodgers. It's funny because I don't know if you caught that last part of that game after the post game. That chick was asking him, was like, "Hey, what are you gonna, what are you gonna do with your 2 first career interceptions?" He's like, "To be honest, man, I'm gonna see if Aaron will sign one of them."
I saw that. I'm mad at it though. I mean, shit, you're talking a Hall of Famer he picked twice. Shit, that's
in one game too.
Hell yeah.
I mean, he almost took that one to the house.
Yeah.
That the second one. I thought he was gonna bring it back, but I guess that was a big highlight of Devontae's night.
Definitely. Well, shout out to your Pittsburgh Steelers. We're going to move on to the Chiefs because right now they're undefeated. They just beat the Niners. And one thing we got to mention is that truck stick. I know you saw that.
That's kind of sad.
Sad?
Bro, you got ran over by Pat Mahomes?
Yeah, he trucked this shit, though.
And he said, he's like, ass. He hit him with the Max Crosby, little ass boy.
For real. He did. That's hella funny. Shit. He's not playing well, though. Overall, the Patrick Mahomes is not playing that good, and they're undefeated. So my question to you, Juan, is at what point, I get greatness, right, as far as quarterback. Mahomes, he deserves all the credit. But, why do we overlook Andy Reid? We always talk about
You want to know why? Because we only look at what's on the actual field. We're kind of, downplaying Andy. Which, I mean, it's easy to say that we are. We're downplaying Andy, but at the same time, if you kind of look at it, where do we really sit at? We're always Mahomes, Kelsey, the rest of the team, everything. We always put Andy in the back burner, but, he's really the one that's handling the whole thing that we're not seeing, if that makes sense.
No, yeah, it makes sense. But the thing is, Mahomes is playing horrible. I mean, you put this stats next to Daniel Jones, and Daniel Jones is playing better at right now. And it's okay, so when we talk about how good people are and putting them on tiers and breaking the on-field, stats out there, it's kind of hard to, pick and choose. But when you start talking about coaching and how Andy Reid got this team playing together and believing in his system, bro, the Chiefs are, I mean, we always talk about how great they are, but it's almost for sure this is the new Patriots. You can never count them out.
they're hella like well trained, like well set. Like they know what they know what they have to do. And Andy Reid's been doing that to them since he got there. And I think that's probably why they're sitting at where they're sitting at. But you know what's hella funny? I kind of just thought about it and random as hell. So we both can agree, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people can agree that Patrick Mahomes is not playing his best. I mean, it's easy to say that.
Yeah.
And the team is not that great. Like they're hella beatable. Like you watch these games, you're like, they should have lost. They should have lost. They should have lost. So that's how we kind of see here. And you know what it kind of gives me reminders of?
The refs.
Well, I mean, not only that part, but the Steelers. Remember a few years ago when we went on that, what was that, 11 and something run? 11-0 run?
Yeah, that's not too long
We
ago.
never looked good in any of those games, but for some weird-ass fucking way, we pulled off wins. And it kind of almost feels like we're watching that same, I'm not going to say same team, but we're watching that kind of like same kind of like scenario happen again. What do you think?
I agree. As far as how they're undefeated and it's like, how can
ugly wins.
Yeah, ugly wins, and it's hard to give them credit for the undefeatedness. But, I mean, again, we're not taking away from what they've done. And going back to how great Andy Reid has the team playing, they are the team that you have to go through in the AFC. Right?
Yeah.
Regardless how good the Ravens look, the Bills are up and coming. You know, Tua's coming back. And you know, Steelers, all kinds of teams out there. Kansas City is the team that you have to beat regardless.
And they're doing it with less.
That defense is underrated.
The defense is basically like us. Like they're keeping them in the games. You know, they're doing what they got to do on the defensive side, and the offensive side is just barely doing enough. They're barely. I mean, obviously the game of the game is to score as many points as you can, but they're really barely getting it by if you really kind of think about it.
So I mean, with all this being said, though, Travis Kelce is not having a great season himself.
Like
they got injuries on the receiving end. And there's a ton of rumors with receivers, Kansas City.
Yes.
And let's just mention it now. Cooper Kupp is mentioned with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep.
So
that would be a good move for them. They need a route runner kind of guy. They're doing a lot with nothing. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of guys that are available too, but I mean it's whether or not they have the kind of like cap space or trade capability to get out there. But I think there's a few guys that they should probably target. Like Cooper Kupp would definitely be one, and if they can manage to pull that one off, can you imagine if they pulled off DeAndre, D-Hop going to Kansas City?
Are you saying both?
Why not?
Yeah, I mean, shit, try to land one first. You know,
baby steps. Okay, out of those two, which one would you want first?
I mean, no question, it's Cooper Kupp.
Oh,
I mean, you got to remember, Cooper Kupp is arguably a top 3 receiver in the league.
When 100% healthy.
When 100%. And he was looking like that in the first couple of weeks already, saying, hey, I'm healthy, I'm back. So, since we're on that topic, as far as Cooper Kupp being mentioned with teams, I mean, we got the Steelers that are mentioned with them.
It's the Steelers, Chiefs, Eagles, I think, are in that conversation too with Cooper Kupp, which is kind of weird how they won. I don't know. Another one, bro? Like, fuck.
DJ Khaled.
Another one.
Fuck.
But I mean, they have weapons in Philly. That's why, like, to me, that one that kind of,
that one doesn't.
That's a head scratcher. That's a head scratcher.
Patriots are rumored with him.
They're desperate for
that
anybody
would suck
right
for
now.
Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, that would put him at a waste.
But yeah, so and then you got Stafford that's also rumored. And you told me one that makes a lot of sense.
That would be fucking amazing, actually. If you think about it, I think that would and that would put him over the top.
What team?
Send him to fucking Minnesota. If he goes to Minnesota, trade him for. I mean, the trade value is not that great. I mean, if you're gonna go straight up, send Stafford over to Minnesota, and then you get Sam Darnold.
Throw
maybe a pick. Yeah, maybe throw a pick early-ish. Let's go like 4 or 5. Yeah, 4 or 5.
I'll do that.
Something like that.
Heartbeat.
And then you get reunited with your ex-OC that you won a Super Bowl with the Rams in Minnesota, which already has a dominant defense, has an offense with a lot of offensive weapons.
A ton of them.
Where are we saying that the Vikings are going if they pull off this move?
If they pull off this move, they're right. I mean, right now, they're already up there in the top NFC teams.
If you want to crown them, crown them.
Yeah, straight up. Because,
That just makes that NFC North fucking way more dangerous.
It does, but the Lions right now are the top team. They just beat them, so they have the same record, so the Lions get that edge. But if you get Stafford over there, they're right back in there. And
I mean, they weren't even out of it, to be honest. Like, that was a hell of a game between both of them.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but Stafford gives them that hump.
Yeah.
They're over it.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck. If you think about it, Stafford
That's
on
all
the
they're
Vikings,
really fucking missing right now. And it's no shade to Darnold.
No.
Because Darnold's doing his thing. But we're talking about Matthew Stafford, the man.
You know what, though? Like, as great as that sounds, it's like, must be nice to be Stafford. Because at that point, you got traded to the Rams and you already had everything made for you there. And it's like, now you get traded to the Vikings. You're going to damn near have a chance to win a Super Bowl. You could... This year, if Stafford goes to the Vikings, they have a really great chance to win
that
Super
shit
Bowl.
is fucking damn near
That
almost.
shit should happen.
Fuck it.
No, straight up.
Damn, he went to 2
Because-
different places and won 2 different Super Bowls?
Yeah.
Damn.
But, man, now you got me thinking, because why does he get that opportunity?
But nobody else gets it?
Yeah. You feel me? There's other quarterbacks out there that...
That's because we watched fucking Stafford fucking get murdered week in and week out when he was in Detroit. Again, that doesn't mean you get a pass just because you got your ass beat all fucking your whole career. Doesn't mean like, hey, guess what? It's your turn to
Yeah.
It's your turn to win this week.
Kind of like a Trevor Lawrence situation.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Hell no, he better never get a chance.
But one other team that I can mention that possibility could land Stafford and is the Giants. It's not a huge splash, but it can make some more noise, because you know how the Giants run is they focus on that D-line. And that's how they win their Super Bowls.
And that D-line's been fucking doing it this year. Yeah, I didn't realize it until you mentioned that.
Yeah, they're a top 4 defense in fantasy-wise. I mean, that's getting sacks and getting picks.
But I mean, they're filling up the stat sheet.
Correct.
That's what you got. That's what you want to do.
And it would remind me more of like the Eli Manning years. The defense won the championship. All he has to really do.
Strahan. Shit, I can't remember everybody else who was there, but I mean those teams had hella good defenses.
St. Pierre-Paul.
Yep.
You know, Barber.
Mm-hmm.
Justin
Tuck.
Tuck.
Yeah.
Shit, they were
that
stacked.
was line.
And they got Neighbors. So Neighbors needs a quarterback to throw him the ball. You got Daniel Jones.
And Daniel Jones really ain't doing that. He's
So-
trying, but I mean, but for Stafford to go over there, I don't know if that line is the right line for him. You know what I mean? Like, you can't always just put somebody back there and expect them to be able to get the ball to the guys that you need to get it to.
Yeah.
But fuck, that Minnesota move makes so much fucking sense.
It really
dude.
does.
Damn.
I mean, it should really happen. Like, that would break news, and that would, you know, it's just something that could get everybody involved again as far as watch that team.
And then here's a kicker. They have J.J. McCartney. My guy's just sitting on the back. He's just in back. Obviously, he's hurt. But what does he get the opportunity to do? Soak up game.
Oh, for sure. Kind of how,
just like Jordan did.
Not just Jordan
Love,
the Falcons. Penix.
Penix is soaking up game right now.
Kirk Cousins.
So when it's that time, when that watch clicks,
yeah,
let's go.
Hell
They're
yeah.
gonna have a good ass idea of how to run the game, how to run the offense and everything. So they're gonna be pretty well established pre-start your career. So I mean, can you imagine? I mean, who else would you want to learn from? But Matthew Stafford, that's a lot of game to soak in. That guy's been through it all. He's won a Super Bowl, and then he has a possibility to land another one. I mean, fuck, dude.
I mean, imagine Justin
JJ would
Jefferson.
They'd be ahead of the curve. Those guys would be ahead of the curve. And Justin Jefferson, he would fucking love that shit.
That's like
fucking air him out.
Another Cooper Kupp, and then you got Addison that's balling on the other end. Hawkinson.
The fucking limit.
Aaron
It's
Jones.
limitless, bro.
Aaron
It's
Jones.
limitless there. And
Right.
right now, it's.
I mean, honestly, bro, I might put them over the edge if they get Stafford. I think
that would take them over. Yeah.
over the Lions.
Yeah.
As great
And
as
then
the Lions
on
are
top
playing.
of that, like, we can't sit here and tell me a team with Matthew Stafford starting quarterback with the Vikings, who's going to beat him?
Not just that, we got to stop everything right now because we talked about this, and now we're talking Jared Goff versus Stafford again.
Oh, give me another one of them.
Oh my god!
Oh, give me another one of
in
them,
the
bro.
division,
bro. Those are the fucking those games are the shit, bro. Watching them guys play each other.
But the rivalry.
Hold on, time out. This last weekend that they played, where'd they play at?
Jared Goff hates Stafford, bro. He does not like Stafford. There's no way you can.
Where was this last game at? Hell, I'm drawing a blank. Were they in Minnesota or in Detroit?
That was Minnesota.
That trade happens. You get the second one. Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
And he's in a
Detroit.
Vikings uniform. Oh,
fuck.
That fucking city's gonna burn.
I was gonna say, I don't know if you're a Lions fan that you can root for Stafford after that move.
If he goes there, fuck no.
You're done.
I think right now, like, you give him his props. He won that Super Bowl in LA and everything like that. But then coming back to it, you see, oh man, bro.
Straight up, you can't root for him no more.
That's so fucking hard to think.
Hell yeah, that shit needs to happen again. Like it needs to, bro. Like that's badass.
And here's a better part. Here's a better part. So we already got to see this matchup once, right? We just saw it recently, the Lions and the Rams. Okay, so we missed this opportunity to catch the Vikings and them if he were to have gone over there. So now here's the other kicker. We could see them play again in Detroit if that trade happens, right? You know Detroit's going to make it to the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
You know
Vikings.
Minnesota's going to make it to the
That's what I'm
playoffs.
saying.
Can you imagine?
Conference finals?
Holy shit.
To go to the Super Bowl? Come
oh,
on,
man.
That's
Make
tickets.
it happen. Make it happen,
That's the
Minnesota.
script.
Make it happen, Minnesota.
For sure.
Fuck, can you imagine that shit?
I can imagine it.
That fucking game would sell out in like 3 minutes. Less.
Oh,
Fuck
yeah.
it.
Must watch TV.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Almost like the
Cancel
Yankees.
your fucking
Almost
day.
like the Yankees versus Dodgers.
Yeah.
No, I just had to throw it
fucking-
in there.
That's must-see TV right now.
Must-see TV. Nah, but let's get into the injuries real quick. You know what? Matter of fact, let's get into my Broncos. Because they kind of been slept on. And it was Thursday night, so it's kind of earlier in the week.
You guys know what? He's been waiting to do this. He's been waiting to let you guys wake up.
Oh, I've been
He's
waiting.
going to wake you guys up right now.
No, yeah. So, I mean, you're talking about Sean Payton going into New Orleans, getting his first win in New Orleans, so it gives them, what was that? He beat every team.
I think he's the 8th coach to do that,
Okay.
to beat every single team in the NFL. So there's only 8 guys that have done that. Andy Reid's one of them. I know that for sure.
Yeah, so one thing that's standing out to me a lot is this is supposed to be our rebuild year. Now, we just have a ton of dead cap because of Russell Wilson, and we were getting talked about.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. For sure. It's a win-win, though,
Yeah.
at this point.
If you got something, I got something.
Yeah, and they were pretty much trying to say that it's the Broncos are done. This is it. Right now, we're 4-3. The way people talked about the Broncos, they should easily be maybe 2-4, or what would the record be?
2-5.
2-5 or 1-6. It's our rebuild year, the first year of a rebuild, and we're 4-3 right now. We're playing the Panthers next week
With the rookie quarterback.
with the rookie quarterback. Now, what I'm trying to put together is Sean Payton has took over the identity, and he's saying he's here, and you can clearly see it. I know we talked about it on the phone after the game, and what I saw the most was all the guys he drafted this year are getting playing time, and I'm like, that's pretty sick, because usually the guys that get drafted in like the 6th, 7th round or the 5th round, it takes them time to get into the game. Right now, these guys are getting valuable minutes, so that tells me he has a vision of who he wants on his team. And they're all looking like a Sean Payton type of identity.
Defense, offense, it just
Overall.
looked like it, yeah.
So that's what I'm liking.
Okay, so let me ask you this question, Rich. So, how long has he been there for now? Sean's, this is what?
Second year.
No, is it? I thought fuck, it is only, oh no, it was Hackett that was there. Okay, yeah. Okay, damn, that's crazy, because he made a
Think
quick
about
ass,
how fast
he made a
turned it
fucking
around.
fast ass turnaround on there. And that goes along with everybody buying into the system.
For 2 years?
He's got to sell it some way. He's got to tell you how to do it. And the way he's been doing it, bro, like, it shows. It's been showing, obviously, because, again, I could tell you hella people who are like, oh, Broncos finna fade the Broncos all season. Fade the
Right.
Broncos. Fade the Broncos. Guys saying not that bad. You guys are in the middle of the pack.
Yeah.
It's only going to be a couple games, and then you're going to be able to either pull away, stay the same, or, go back. But the way you guys have been looking, and especially that ass whooping you guys gave to the fucking Saints, that was an ass
Yeah, we
whooping.
got on 'em.
I think you guys are in the plus side, and you guys are just going to keep getting better.
I mean, we got the Panthers this week, so we better win this one. We'll be 5-3, and then the schedule gets tough. But I'm not trying to act like, oh, we're a tough team to beat, or like,
We're going to the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, or not even playoffs. Like I said in the beginning of the year, if we make the playoffs, that's great. That's
That's a jump.
That's a big jump in 1 year
Hell yeah.
from where we were. But what I'm trying to say is I think we are definitely ahead of the curve.
Yeah, you guys are building pretty nice, and especially how everything's going. You guys are very fortunate, not really getting hit with the injury bug, right? You guys haven't had too many injuries.
Two, 3 guys came back from IR already.
Yeah, so I mean, it's all in the up and up right now for you guys.
But yeah, mentioning injuries, let's get into these 4 guys that got hurt. There was some really bad injuries. You got Deshaun Watson out for the year.
That Achilles, you could see that bastard pop. That shit went boom.
Yeah.
That was bad.
It's pretty bad. I mean, I know you mentioned the Browns fans booing.
That was kind of fucked up. I mean, I know we talk a lot of shit here and all this other stuff, but I mean, don't kick the dude while he's down, you know?
Yeah. Different ways of looking at it, but definitely don't. I mean, like you said, he's already down. Let it be.
Yeah.
Ayuk went down, and he's out for the year. So let's just mention all of them. You got Mike Evans. He was out for the game, maybe a couple weeks now, and then Godwin. He went down.
ACL, right, too?
He's out for the year. He got a dislocated ankle.
That's going to hurt the Tampa. I wonder how they're going to be able to build off of that because, yeah, those are the 2 guys that Baker liked to hit. I mean, those are his big targets. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see what's going to happen going forward with them since you're down your 2 key wide receivers.
Yeah.
That's going to hurt him. But he's lucky to have Bucky because Bucky's kicking ass.
And White, Rashid White. But what I was going to say is a lot of guys are coming at the Bucs coach for Todd Bowles, for having Godwin in at the end of the game. I mean, you were talking 59 seconds. You're down by almost 17 points or something like that.
Yeah, probably time to pull.
Or 10 points, 50 seconds. And dude gets hurt. Godwin. After Mike Evans already got hurt, so this is your number one. He got a ton of value, Godwin, on your team for having Mike Evans out, but yet you still have him out there. I get you're still trying to win, but we're talking 50 seconds down by 10. So he gets hurt. Now they're saying, why do you still have Baker Mayfield in the game? I mean, you're talking 29 seconds in the game. You're still down by 10. You lost Mike Evans. You lost Godwin. Mayfield gets sacked. Still have him in the game.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, no.
That's not right.
They should have, down by that much. What are you going to expect? You're going to fucking score a touchdown, also kick another field goal, and then all of a sudden you fucking go to overtime in 50 seconds? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, what's the risk to reward?
Shit. You couldn't even do that shit if you really even fucking tried.
Not Madden, but not even Blitz.
Fuck.
Right?
Hey, anything's possible with Blitz.
Hey, man, that fucking...
I've seen some shit happen in Blitz that fucking... That game broke fucking friendships.
Yeah, you're right. Blitz was the shit, though.
Blitz was the shit. But anyways, like that... Those kind of, but you know what though? At the same time too, Rich, like sometimes it's hard to make those decisions. You know what I mean? You got guys that, no, we're gonna ride it all the way out. We're gonna fucking finish the game. You know, it's a little bit of ego.
Yeah.
So it kind of goes both ways, but at the same time too, you got to know when to pull. He should have pulled Godwin and Baker out. They were gonna come back. There's no way to come back.
That was my thing.
Yeah.
Like I whatever. Anyways, but Ayuk. You know, that's a tough injury for the Niners. You already
$120 million?
That's tough. I mean, you just signed a contract. But that goes back to the point. Matter of fact, though, like...
You mentioned this part. I think I know where you're going with it.
I don't know if
Off
I mentioned it to you. Yeah, I mean, as far as not being there for preseason. But also, you can't blame the guy. Because, look, if he didn't get that contract, he got hurt, he's screwed. So that's another way of looking at it. Like, yeah, you're going to blame Ayuk for... not playing well this whole time and getting injured, and you're basically saying like, oh, he got over on the team. Well, look at his side. If he didn't get that contract, got hurt, bro, good luck getting the bag that he got.
Good luck trying to get that 120.
So that showed me that he's a very smart businessman.
That's covering your ass.
Right?
That's covering your ass. And, yeah, we would be sitting here talking a whole different story had that been the situation. If he just said, fuck it, he bit the bullet and then fucking went to go play on his last year and then this happened, good luck trying to get 80.
Right?
Because he would have, that shit would have been all in favor for the Niners. And you know what? There might have been some assholes in at the end like, we're not going to re-sign you.
That's probably what they would have done.
Yeah.
Because they already had, what's his name?
Rocks.
Ricky Pierce.
Slick Rick?
Yeah.
So, that would have ended up biting him in the ass, and he would have been on mills right now.
So, I'll salute Ayuk for the move he did, man. I really do.
That fucking sucks for that ACL.
For sure.
That's going to suck.
Definitely. Now, Watson, him going down, and as far as, you're talking his Achilles, out for the year, he didn't look good this whole time. He's been back. What's up with his career? Is his career ending?
This is shambles, man. Because I'm not exactly sure what he's got left on his contract. But I don't know how many he's got. But anyways,
2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years. He's out for this one. I mean, if I was Cleveland, let's keep it a buck. I'm looking at a quarterback in the draft.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's where I would be sitting
sucks,
at. And that sucks. Because we never got to see that Deshaun again from Texans. That Deshaun was fucking the shit. Yeah. Everybody, when he was available, you remember how everybody was going crazy to grab him? I remember you guys were in the talks. We were in the talks. Oh, yeah. Everybody was in talks. But, yeah, that ended up, being a complete flop, unfortunately. But I think, either A, he's going to end up becoming a backup somewhere, or you might just call it quits.
Yeah, I think he should probably end up considering calling it quits. But one guy that probably should have called it quits, and he's deciding to come back. And we're talking about Tua.
And I don't like that move by him. Well, not as far as him coming back. If he wants to come back, he can come back. But, again, I remember, I think I mentioned it on that one episode. I was like, I wanted he should wear that the Guardian helmet.
Oh, that's right.
And he was like, no. And they asked him why, and he goes, because it's my personal decision. I'm like, cool. Go get fucked up again, my guy.
Did he expect a round of applause, standing ovation?
Yeah, you go, Tua. Fuck safety.
You know what I'm saying? That's my hero. Come on, Tua.
My dude, Tua leads the league in concussions.
Come on, bro. This, we ain't. We're just trying to help.
It's not funny, but it's not funny.
Right? Come on, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. How do you feeling on this whole thing? What would you, if you could have this conversation with him, what would you tell him?
With Tua?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tua, bro. What are you thinking? Come on, man. Do you okay? You're deciding to come back to play. Okay, that. I was already against that, but if you're doing that, I respect it. That's your choice. Fine, right? But then you want to act like you're against the whole safety thing as far as what was the Guardian
helmet,
the Guardian helmet,
Guardian cap or some shit like that, whatever.
That's not your beliefs or okay. So again, respect it. So you coming back to the Dolphins, what are you really expecting to do? Okay, Tua, let's be realistic. You guys are 2-5. Do you think you're gonna make the playoffs? Do you think you're gonna go 9 in a row? Do you see your schedule? Come on, bro. Even if you make the wild card, do you think you're gonna win a championship?
Do you think you're gonna be able to play in cold weather?
Right? and it's okay, I'm sorry, bro. I don't want to come off that way, but let's be realistic. Wait a whole goddamn year. Think about this. Serious.
You should.
This is your goddamn life, bro. This isn't just, we're playing Madden, or hey, man, did you see how many fucking yards I threw and touchdowns to your boys? Nah, bro, this is real life situation right here.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Family, human being, Tua. Come on, bro.
Yeah, no, I don't know about that move for him. Yeah, you're right. You should probably take a year off. Make sure everything's working in here before you fucking go out there like that. Because, man, what happens if he gets another one?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. I mean, I hope he doesn't,
Me too. But, it's a serious possibility.
Well, I thought that's what we were saying prior to this last one. If he were to get another one, he got it. So then that's why I thought that was it. Bro. I thought he would retire. Now, again, I respect his decision, but I don't think the decision was a smart one based on the record they have. What is he?
The schedule doesn't give him no fucking help either, because you still got to play all those other teams.
So you're risking yourself to get another concussion in this next 10 games or so, and you might not make the goddamn playoffs.
What was the point?
That's my thing.
What stats are you trying to fill out? That doesn't make sense.
If they were
if they were sitting at
above 500,
6-1, fuck yeah, come back. Well, I mean, that sounds like an asshole thing to say, but
yeah.
I mean, at least your team is doing good. I think if that was a case scenario, I think he'd be kind of okay, I'll wait, because they're still winning. They're doing good enough without him. Okay, keep it going. It's kind of maybe it might have been one of those things we're okay. They don't need me right now, but I'll come back when the time is ready. You know what I mean?
Now, we cracked a little joke about, you're my hero. And, Tua, you did the right decision. But what if he does, though? What if he just goes on a crazy streak and makes the fucking Super Bowl? Then we talking a whole other story. Then he's my hero. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, yeah, but we all know that fucking road to the Super Bowl ain't no fucking joke.
it ain't.
Because you know what? Sitting where they're sitting at now, where everybody's kind of like falling into places and stuff, you're going to have to go to the cold. Because you ain't going to be at Miami. You ain't going to be chilling at Miami in the playoffs. You're going to be Kansas City, Buffalo, possibly Pittsburgh, possibly, or
Denver.
Come on, bruh.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, there's nothing but cold spots going into the playoffs. And we all know that that's like Tua's fucking kryptonite. Actually, the Miami team as a whole is kryptonite.
No, yeah, you forgot to mention Baltimore. I don't think you mentioned them.
I think I did say Baltimore right after us. But still, all those cold places, they got to go there.
For sure. Well, let's get into Baltimore, man.
Let's get into them.
Because the Ravens are balling. And I know, we kind of mentioned Derrick Henry a couple times, but I think we got to mention him again. Because he's on pace to get over 2,000 yards again. And
making it look easy.
He's a monster.
Dude. And you know what? I think he listened to the podcast because when we were kind of like saying, oh, yeah, he's on a decline. It's like, hey, hold my beer. Watch this.
Yeah, straight up.
And after that episode, bro, he's just been turning it up ever since. I hate it, but the man is doing work.
Oh, yeah.
That whole team is doing work right now. They're all... Right when we were getting close, they'll be like, damn, dude, these guys are in trouble. All of a sudden, they're like, no, we're good. We going to fix this, make the right adjustments, and we're going to go ahead and take off. And they fucking took off and never looked back.
But that Hamilton hit, I mean, that was just one of those old school hits because it kind of looked illegal, but it was definitely legal. Yeah.
Those are the best.
Yeah.
Because they can't say shit about them.
For sure, but he just...
When it happens, you're like, oh, fuck. And then you see it and you're like, oh, man, that shit was clean. But that all the way through.
All the way through. But that goes back to what we were saying, I think it was week 1, about how the defense is catching up to learning how to do legal hits. And... that clearly showed it that last game. You're talking shoulder to shoulder, blew his ass up. And
that's good.
Like,
that's good for football.
Right?
I want to see some shit like that, because it's too soft. You can't do anything anymore. But, I mean, going back to the Ravens, bro, like, Lamar, he's on point. Like you said, 5 touchdowns. But, like, I mean, he's been more pocket-ish. He hasn't really took off and ran. I mean, yeah, he's still doing Lamar things. But, I mean, he's really starting to kind of become a little bit of a pocket passer kind of thing going.
I would say it's Derrick Henry helping him a lot as far as
having that fucking threat.
Pressure, he's just chilling. Like, he doesn't look like, fuck, what do I got to do? Do I got to carry this team? Do I got to force this deep pass? He's just chilling, bro. Like, this is the first time I've seen him calm.
That's true.
Right? And
yeah,
and he ain't even, like, cocky with it like he usually is on, like, after the game or something. He's just... Bro, Derrick Henry's carrying us right now.
Secret, like, quietly. That's a quiet carry. Because, bro, like, just imagine having something like that in the backfield and knowing that your entire opposition is just focused on him. Like, fuck, okay, he's going to get the ball. Which way is he running? We got to fucking stop. It's going to take like 4 of us to fucking get this guy down. And having that just sitting right next to you, that takes the pressure off.
I just thought of
something. I know you did because I saw it in your eyes right now. You're just like your eyes lit up like, oh, I got this fucking idea.
Yeah, no. It's more of I got a great question for you because we're going to talk about legacy right now. And we're talking about 2 guys that need to prove a lot for their legacy. Derrick Henry and Lamar.
Does Derrick really have to prove a lot?
Prove? Maybe not the word prove, but a championship puts him into the
talks of the greats?
Yes.
Okay.
Now... theoretically, the Ravens win the Super Bowl.
Fuck no.
Yeah. They win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. Who does it help more for how high their tier goes of Hall of Fame status?
Derrick's. I say Derrick. For Lamar, it's more along the lines of bragging rights. Because it's going to be one of those things where like, yeah, y'all motherfuckers said I couldn't do this shit. Yeah, now what? I'm a running quarterback that won the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it just pumps up the ego. But for Derrick getting a Super Bowl, rushing titles, fucking amazing running, everything. He's filled up the entire running back stat sheet. And that's the only thing that's left. Didn't he get MVP?
I know you mentioned it before. I don't know.
I'm not 100% sure, but if he did get it and then the Super Bowl with it, I mean, I don't think there's anything else that he's going to have to fucking take over. as far as from the running back position. He's got Pro Bowls. He's got all-pro teams. If he did get that MVP and a fucking Super Bowl, that means he's done. That's the whole legacy line for him. That's where he would. That's all he's missing. That's the last piece of hardware.
Like retire.
Yeah.
Right.
After that, I mean, what else you got to prove?
Right.
You ran the league, and he's still running the league right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So like, I mean, for him, that Super Bowl would be the legacy finisher, I think, for him. And then like after that, bro.
Like, you know, we usually see quarterbacks win a Super Bowl and then at the end of their years and retire. Yeah. Like, happily retire. They could go a couple more years, but like for what? Yeah. You know, we're talking about Aaron Donald sometimes.
Right.
Very rare.
To
the sunset. Very rare another position than a quarterback that rides into the sunset. But this is an occasion that Derrick Henry would perfectly fit that.
Yeah. Because after that, bro, what else you got to prove?
Why come back again?
Leave on top.
Right?
And if he does, let's just say he does. Let's say they do go.
That's what I'm saying. We're going to speak this into...
but
if it does happen.
Okay, so like let's say how you said at the beginning of it. 2000, he's on pace for 2K?
Yes.
So he gets the 2K. That's rushing title.
This late in his career.
Obviously, with that stat, he's all-pro. All-pro team 1. Pro Bowler. Super Bowl champ.
Possibly Super Bowl MVP.
Possible Super Bowl MVP. That's it. What else do you want, bro? That's that season that everybody dreams of.
Correct. But at one point, do we say
he is the king?
There we go.
He is the fucking king. If they pull this shit off, he's the fucking king.
That's what I wanted to say. Because would he go down as the best rusher?
Possibly.
Okay, now we talking.
Possibly.
Here we go, Juan. Because this is what doesn't get brought up on ESPN, but we have a different way of thinking. And it's like if...
I'm like kind of stuck.
Right?
I'm really thinking about this shit. I'm really going through all these running backs.
Like script-wise, you know? Like...
I mean, you got the pages.
What
does page 37 say?
I'm just saying. You know? Like, Derrick Henry does this crazy season. 2K. He's the king of rushing. Super Bowl MVP champion. Bro, come on now. You cannot... No fan...
If he rushed in the Super Bowl for like 2 touchdowns, $120... Bro, he got Super the MVP.
And no fan base would hate on Derrick Henry.
Titans fans wouldn't even be mad at him. They'd be like, hey, congratulations, Derrick. Thank you for everything you did here with us. We're glad to see you win the championship. If you want to know what it would be like? It would almost be like
Stafford.
a Matthew Stafford.
I already seen that coming. Yeah.
That's exactly what it would have been.
Right?
And you know what? Well deserved, dude. Like, we seen Derrick his whole career.
That's what I'm saying.
Never let us down.
And I mean, it's, what I'm trying to see, and I'm kind of like, it's kind of coming together, is he's showing that this is my year, and he wants that thing we just built. That
whole aura. The legacy finisher. Bro, and after that, hang him up and enjoy life. Because you don't got to prove nothing else. What is anybody else going to say that you don't have? Bro, I ran for 2,000 yards.
And at the same time, though, that doesn't take away from Lamar Jackson winning that Super Bowl. And that's a big-ass leap he takes that has been on his back.
Yeah.
So it's like, bro...
It's a win-win for both of them, but it's a better win for Derrick because he'd have all the accolades. You know what I mean? Like, he'd be sitting at the top of the world. What more does he need to do? What more would he have to prove?
Correct.
Shit, I'd ride out to the sunset on that one.
Definitely. So we're going to ride out for this episode.
Hell yeah.
Because we did mention King, and it is Kings at the Table. But Juan, what do we always say on this show?
If you're a king, you belong at the table.
Make sure y'all like, share, comment, and again, tune in next week.
We'll see you guys on the next one.
Gone.